John, what does it do to you to know? I mean, when you first came to my show, you were talking about the window of the Lord's return, your book. I have one here somewhere. It's 2012 to 2020.
Right here.
And you call it the window of the, here's, I have a copy of your book. The Lord's Return, 2012. And Tom, yesterday, you talked about this window. It's an historic prophecy. And you're seeing it. It's happening so fast, it's like we've jumped on a roller coaster and we can't get off. Don't you feel something's happening?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, when I wrote that, I started writing that book in 2007, and I did my first printing in 2010, and I chose this window because all of these events that I outline in a chapter of that book, what is interesting is from the first printing of that book, books have come out of the subjects I was talking about in that book in 2010. I was talking about celestial events in 2014 and 15, which was the blood moons, and nobody was talking about the blood moons when I put it in the book in 2010.
That's true.
I was talking about the last pope in that book in 2010, and you was already studying it and getting ready to put your book out. So it's like a number of books have come out of topics that the Lord kind of directed me to that are all in this window of time. And of course, the big time event is the rebirth of Israel, 1948, a generation, 2018. Of course, now I see it as 2019. It's like all of these things are happening in this window, and nobody was talking about the window when I came out with the book, but many people are saying we are in the window.
Even the historic prophecies that you're reporting, prophecies I didn't know about, are naming these same dates that John has used in his cover of his book.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's a spooky thought when you think about what he just said. The nation of Israel, 1948, you come forward a generation. It brings you through the end of 2018 and the beginning of 2019 in the Jewish calendar year. That's 7 years forward from 2012, where all of these, so I'm not saying that we're already in the tribulation period, but if something started in 2012 that is counting down to the end of that 70-year cycle from the formation of that nation, if that's what's happening, then we're already in things. And you know, the scholars, evangelical scholars, have always said the first 3.5 years you won't really know, right? You won't really know what's happening. It's when it gets to the middle of it, that's when the proverbial stuff hits the fan, right, and things start getting really, really bad. Is that what's happening? I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying that you can't look in any direction, that there aren't signs all over the world right now. But why did so many ancients, including pagans, thousands of years ago, they said beginning in the year 2012 through the year 2016, or if you count the nation of Israel through 2020. But they said it's going to start in the year 2012. When we were talking yesterday about all the prophets, including the Zohar, that saw that Rome would be destroyed. At this time, the false prophet and the Antichrist arrived. We didn't even talk about people like Jonathan Edwards, the old famous preacher, sinners in the hands of, of an angry God, right?
Yes, oh my.
You're walking over hell like on plywood that's rotten and about to break through, right? He's gonna get you into heaven one way or the other, scare the pants off of you. He wrote letters, and we got copies of them. They're in this book right here. He wrote letters that were preserved by Yale University. Guess what he said? He said the Antichrist and the false prophet will appear between the years 2012 to 2016. He wrote this hundreds of years ago. It was his own conclusion, his own study of prophecy, and he connected it with Rome and said Rome will be destroyed. So,
boy, if you missed yesterday's broadcast, I mean, you start tying all this together.
Yeah, well, he obviously wasn't reading the Maya, right?
No.
That, too, is very interesting, by the way, and there's I'm on TV shows out there you can watch on YouTube, where I was on, you know, with our friend Sid Roth and different people like
Sid.
that, right?
Yeah, I love Sid.
And I'm out there 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, saying the Maya never said the world is going to end. It's not what they said. I studied this at the academic level. I actually read the book of the Kumayel, the council book of the Yucatecan Maya, which had been written 500 years ago that was translated at the academic level. They said beginning in the year 2012, there will be a new and final world order. And into it is going to come two very powerful men. And it sounds like they're describing the false prophet and the Antichrist, but why is that interesting to me? I mean, I don't put stock in Mayan prophecy, right? The jaguar shaman, their most powerful shaman, was a convert to Christianity. As a result of the Mexican invasion, he got saved. And he was actually prophesying 500 years ago that beginning in the year 2012, this is going to be the final era of mankind. That's the prophecy. Not the world's going to end. It's going to give birth to a final world order. That's the actual Mayan prophecy.
Really?
Wow.